Good morning, American Litters. This morning, you're going to take a look at a couple of things as we wrap up our look at fiction in our social commentary unit. So what you see before you and shared in the social commentary folder under links is this list of literary terms for you to review. These are those that we've covered so far. So if you see, it says for the fiction, poetry, soon-to-be song lyrics, cartoons, and comedy we've examined. These are the devices, the literary devices the writers have employed. So as you look at these, can you define these? If not, you'll want to look them up using an online literary glossary or notes from class. And can you explain the impact if you can identify examples of these in the text that we've read so far? So this is a great self-check. If you were to look later on in the document, you'll notice that we're going to look at a few more. We're going to look at a little bit of nonfiction. Most notably, we're going to look at Martin Luther King Jr.'s letter from Birmingham jail. And we're going to look at logos, ethos, and pathos. If you had me in a sophomore class, these should be familiar, as you may have examined these in To Kill a Mockingbird in Atticus's closing remarks to the jury in the Tom Robinson case. But these are appeals to argument. So if you've also taken composition and rhetoric, you've seen these too. These are great things to notice as a reader and use as a writer. And then we'll also talk about syntax, which is the way we string words together to make meaning. Okay, so there's a definition that you can note for syntax. If I gave all of you a list of 50 words or 100 words or whatever, you could all use them and use them well. The way that you put them together will differ based on your style. Okay, so this is a handy review document. Spend a little bit of time in class and note those that you don't remember or don't know well. Okay, some were covered more than once, some were covered more than others, but this is our running list to date. Okay, so here's some new notes for you, one slide. You're going to be looking at Letter from Birmingham Jail here together tomorrow, and here's a little bit of background. Martin Luther King Jr. wrote this piece on April 16th, 1963, from a jail cell. And it's a little bit lengthy, but as we look at it tomorrow, he'll apologize for his length and explain that he has a lot of time to sit and think and write in a jail cell. This letter defends the strategy of nonviolent resistance to racism, arguing that people have a moral responsibility to break unjust laws. And it's almost a perfect piece of persuasion. Okay, so as you read, you're going to look to answer the same two questions we've answered so far in the unit. Those are basically, what's the subject of social commentary, and what devices does this writer use to make the point? This time it's nonfiction, though. Okay, so you're going to be looking for three things as well as ideas that we've already, devices we've already examined. The first is logos. Simply put, logos is an argumentative appeal to logic and reason. It looks like logic. It sounds like Legos. So this is like building a case with logic. Okay. Ethos looks like ethics. Ethos is the argumentative appeal to credibility, to character, to one's ethics, values, and morals. And this is the writer's or speaker's responsibility. Okay, so Martin Luther King Jr. in this piece has to establish his ethos so that his audience will believe him, trust him. And then the third argumentative appeal is pathos. And if you notice that stem, path, in words like empathetic, sympathetic, apathetic, each of those words has to do with an emotion. Therefore, pathos is an argumentative appeal to emotion, passion, inspiration. Okay? And Martin Luther King Jr. will use each of these in his text. If you have time to get a head start, I've posted for you a link to this piece. It's pretty lengthy, but you'll, with a small group, be responsible for paging through part of it, not all of it. Okay? This is a great piece and a perfect example of persuasive writing in a number of ways. So we've got about size 14 font, and it's about 11 pages. We'll spend some time in class together looking through this. Bring some snacks in the next couple days. See you soon. Bye.